the former.
Good evening, Geek Nation. I'm George, and this is That Geek Show, the show where we talk about the latest and greatest from the world of collecting movies, video game, TV, and tech. And with me breaking this stuff down is the Messiah of Friday nights, Seth. What is up, brother?
What's poppin', everybody? It is me, your 6-scale supreme leader, your Messiah of Friday nights. We've already got Hugo in the chat saying the former Hot Toys overlord, now the statue Messiah. Please don't
statue Messiah.
That's what they just said in the chat, the statue Messiah.
Messiah.
Or otherwise known as Buttery Smooth.
The statue Messiah. I don't know if you're the statue Messiah yet.
I'm far from it.
I'm
not
got ways
even,
to get there, bro.
Yeah.
If anything, you're the statue Padawan. You got a little bit.
Not even the Padawan. Not even the Padawan. I'm more like a tadpole. Forget that nonsense. So what's up, Jorgito?
Chilling, man. And also with us is the logo of Chad, right there.
We're remembering Chad.
Yeah.
In the arms of the angels.
Actually, Chad is going to be on the show. He's signing off of work right now, and he'll be back on here in just a little bit. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I'm good. It's been a wild
day.
It's been a wild week, man. It's been a good week.
Yes, between yesterday and today, it was like mass pandemonium with, Disney's like, here, take it and you like it.
Not just that, though, man. We had Cyberpunk 2077 drop, and I'm enjoying that game, so that was fun.
I wish I had time for video games.
Yeah. You do.
I don't.
How can you ever have time if you never make time?
Simple, because we're in the
What movie was that
workshop.
from?
What
movie was that from?
What quote?
That's the quote. How can you ever have time if you never make time?
I don't know.
You don't know? Chat. Come on, chat.
It's got to be a Star Wars reference.
No. People in the chat, do you know what that quote came from? Put it in the comments. While we're doing that, Seth.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Dun, 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 dun. Roll call. George knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, thank you everybody for watching. We've got 51 people in the chat, 15 thumbs up and 2 thumbs down. People, please be sure to smash that thumbs up while you are in here. Also, guys, do not forget we are on the road to 25K. So please check out the video that George has posted about your chance to enter to possibly win the Sideshow, not premium format, but maquette Gladiator Hulk statue.
Yes.
So we are on the road to 25K. So starting out, we got my man, the comic collector. What's up? We got Ronaldo. Son of a bitch, I'm early. We got Big D still recovering from the Disney news drop. We got GeoForce Racing. We got Chili Dog. We got Hugo. What up? We got Jason. We got the Troll Patrol. We got 1-2 Buckle My Shoe. We got Brett. We got the greatest name on YouTube alive, King Dingaling. We got Aaron Garcia. We got Cobra Classified. Cobra! We got Edwin Diaz. We got Arch. We got Aragon. We got Mojo Collectibles. We got the Badger. Big Baller Seth with 3 statues and a hot toy in the same week. King Dingaling, you guys see the Disney Plus will be raising their rates probably after all the shit that they just announced. We've got Chris. We've got Impulse Collecting. We've got Vic. We got Jedi Howard. We got Rang. We got Moranic. What is that? Moraniquin 211. What's up? We got Stefan. We got Rat Every Day. We got Dark Mufasa. And we got Retro Beyond.
Retro Boy.
Retro Boy 1357. I don't know. I can't see. J Stone. Dark Mufasa. Hey, everybody, look, it's the life model decoy of Chad from 90 FM Comics.
We got Joe, Mojo Collectibles.
What up?
Man, Joe.
We got Gabriel. Up? We got Adam Kenobi. Hello there.
We got Chad from the bed.
We got Adam Kenobi. This is the show you are looking for.
I'm pulling my best Junior impression, guys. Come on.
You missing a bat pillow and a whole bunch of statues behind you.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna, do the whole What's up, guys?
Oh, the Don. What was it? What was it? The Don Bailey. What was it? Don Bailey.
Yeah.
You know?
Hello there.
Hey there, guys.
Hey
What's
there,
going
guys.
Yo,
Hey
and for
there,
all the
guys.
90 holics in the chat, once again, that Geek Show is 90. Had to get it out of the way, Seth. So sorry to interrupt you.
No, we're all good. We're all good. We were just doing a in memorial of Chad because you just had your logo up there,
Your
and I was
logo.
singing in the arms of the angel.
And then, sure enough, the angel comes himself. Perfect.
That's funny.
Awesome.
Chad showing some leg. That's worth a thumbs up.
Hey, there you go, guys. There you go.
So last show was last week, actually. We didn't have it on Friday. We had it on Saturday. There was a Prime 1 studio event that occurred and lots of badass statues that we took a look at. That was fun.
Justice Buster.
We had a large group that day, man. Like
We
7
did.
of us, right?
Yeah,
it
I was
Pretty cool.
I was ghost watching as I was
You
driving.
Ghost
down.
watching.
Yeah, I was driving down from Naples from visiting my brother, so I had it up just listening in the car. So it was an awesome show. You guys did a great job with that.
It was fun.
So,
a
Yeah, it
fun
was
episode.
it was fun watching between Junior and Sick One try to like out loud each other with the excitement of when they were announcing certain statues, because like Junior was like, "Yo, I'm all over that," and Sick One's like, "Yo," so it was like, it was fun watching those two. It was like watching a tennis match, just going back and forth. Who was gonna out loud the other one?
and all you can imagine is if you were there live with both of them.
Yeah. We got
Nah, it was
Nilda in the
good.
chat. What up, Nilda?
Nelda. I'm tired, man. I got up at like 3 this morning to do that reaction video for the Mandalorian. Pretty good episode. I'm waiting for next episode. Next episode, last one. So, and tomorrow we have our live chat for that, or not live chat, but pre-recorded Star Wars chat. So, that'll be cool. But then we had a lot of Disney announcements this week. Yesterday.
Yeah, Christmas
It's like-
came early.
I know. You think they would have spread it out a little bit, given us like 2 days of that, but no, they were hitting us like left and right. And then I'm like, man. And then I want to do these trailer reactions, and Seth is doing a live show. I'm like, shit. So what do? I go on the chat and I tell Seth, yo, there's a live video. Let's check this out.
Yeah, he hijacked the.
I
Hot
didn't
Toys
hijack the show. I just suggested it, and the people watching wanted to see us do the reaction, man. So we did it.
And it worked. Yeah,
You know?
it happened.
It was fun.
And outside of that, super excited with everything that they shown.
Yeah.
Of course, the things that we were all expecting as far as, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and Loki. Like, we knew those things were coming, but to finally get, like, those real clear insights on what we're going to get, just hype it back up, man.
Out of all the trailers that dropped, not just the announcements, let's just go with just the trailers first. What was your favorite trailer from yesterday?
Personally,
Yeah.
I'm going to say Loki.
Loki? Okay.
Because
Really?
I feel like there's so much. I mean, only because they're introducing, TVA, and I feel like they're just bringing newer things to that. Now, with Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're bringing back Zemo. So, like, it's kind of things we've seen before. Yeah, it looks great. The action is going to be awesome. But I'm more intrigued on, like, the new things, and I feel like that is going to lead more to what's going to happen in the actual movie universe. So that's why I'm more excited for Loki.
Okay.
So Loki, I was kind of confused with what I was watching.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand the story. It seemed kind of weird, but that's just
WandaVision seemed kinda weird.
WandaVision was horrible. I
don't think it was horrible. It just was different.
So what
I
I
don't
think with Loki, though, I think they're using him to take care of things as far as, the Time Variance Authority. So,
but then that defeats the purpose. That defeats the purpose then of the announcement of the title of the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, where it's called Quantumania.
well, no, obviously it's going to connect somehow, but he's going to be doing something as far as the timelines and jumping forward. Like, I feel like they're going to be using him and in different timelines or whatever it is that they're going to open up, because I think they're trying to open up this multiverse, right? That's what kind of like what a lot of people have been speculating. So I think what we're going to see here is him kind of like jumping back and forth, doing whatever is asked of him from the TVA, because they're going to utilize him being a prisoner of theirs, and be like, all right, cool, so you have these abilities and powers, we'll take some time off your sentence if you're going to go ahead and do this. It'll kind of be like a Suicide Squad type deal, I think. But that's just a personal opinion on it. But
yeah, I mean, I was a little disappointed too in the Falcon and Winter Soldier one, but like I thought they would have shown him in the Captain America Falcon suit, just to get people a little hyped for it. But somebody mentioned, even George mentioned that it might be a thing maybe like later on, as the show progresses, he gets the suit.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
Which is fine, and we got a glimpse of U.S. Agent, if that's who that is, and and I do like the banter between Winter Soldier and Falcon. I think that's
going to be great.
I got like a whole like Tango Cash buddy cop bad 80s vibe from it, which I like that. But the action looked really cool, but I just I don't know. I hope they don't ruin it. That's the whole
impressed
thing.
with that. I was extremely impressed with the Winter Soldier and that one.
Action looks great. I think that's what's gonna like hook the people, on that one.
I couldn't believe how movie like it looked. Like I looked at that as like it looked like another Avengers movie or
for
Marvel
sure.
movie. They did a great job with that trailer. It was awesome.
But what I think, to Seth's point, it's going to be more or less Falcon earning the mantle of being Captain America.
Yeah, but then that defeats the purpose of what they did at the end of Endgame, where he handed him the shield and he says it's yours now.
Yeah, but he doesn't feel worthy yet. It's just like in the comic.
When he handed him the shield, he said it's your time now. You do it. You be Captain America. And he goes, I'll try my best.
Yeah, and then I'm sure he's having the dilemma, like, if he could do it. And like in the comic books, like they didn't just give it to him right away. Like it was something that kind of just it was left alone, and over time he was like, you know what, someone needs to step into the role and be this. So that's what happened. That's how you got Sam Wilson, Captain America. So he might just have that little dilemma of like if he feels worthy. And of course you have Bucky coming on, and we all know that Bucky becomes Captain America as well in the comic books. So they might tease that as something as that could, they could be flirting with like, hey, it could go either way, but at the end of the season, you're going to see him, I think, develop into the role. So, I mean, but look at his face in the trailer. That uncertainty of like, can I be Captain America? Like, think about that weight,
I think it looked good. I didn't see anything wrong with that trailer.
No, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Probably my favorite Marvel trailer.
I'm happy that they announced the Fantastic Four.
That's
I'm hoping. I'm hope. Again, the one thing that you can honestly give Marvel, or I should say Disney, credit to, is that they know how to cast the right people to play the right characters. So I'm hoping they get it right this time. And then with that being said, it leads us into the next big villain, which obviously is going to be Galactus.
Well, that's what we hope, but we don't know. It could be Doom as well if they're bringing in Fantastic Four.
But Galactus is bigger than Doom in my opinion.
But Doom would lead to Galactus. But why would you skip over Doom before you would go to Galactus? I think you would have to set up Doom first as a villain, and then what would happen is when the Earth is in trouble with Galactus, the Earth has to team up with Doom, something that may kill them, to defeat Galactus.
Oh well, I'm sure. I'm
not do a better job with representing Galactus. The thing with Galactus is a very, very big villain.
Well, he's the biggest. He's the biggest villain in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, but he got killed by the Black Winter in the Donny Cates Thor run.
Yeah, Donny Cates.
I know you're a Donny Cates fan.
Come on with that shit. I know. He's gotta make sure he licks it. And but the with the way they represented Morondu. No, Who's the villain of Doctor Strange?
Modu. Or Dormammu.
Dormammu,
Yeah.
yes.
I didn't like the way they represented him there. They looked a little bit weird. Kind of similar to me, the same way they did Galactus the first time.
Correct. They did do him justice.
You
And
know?
to Optimus Cubano, not that they would bring in Doom right away in that Fantastic Four movie, but I think they would lead up to him being the big villain, quote unquote. And then outside of that is how you would plan Galactus being the bigger villain, down the line in the MCU. Not that they would bring him right away, because obviously it would probably be a one and done villain in that first Fantastic Four movie. That would be just how it goes. I will say that, well, go Seth, sorry.
No, I mean I get what you're saying. Like, it was kind of like it was kind of like Loki in the Avengers. Loki's kind of like the little peon guy, and then it led up to Thanos. No,
Yeah.
I get that. I get that.
And not that Doom is a peon, but that would be one of those villains that once you put into play, like, people are just gonna lose their minds, man. And
If they do it right.
If they do it right.
If they do it right.
And I'm going to say I'm excited. It was announced that Christian Bale is going to be the God Butcher. So, and that's something that was a Jason Aaron's storyline. And then from that storyline, got to bring it back to my boy Cates. He took that and then created Joel and, everything going on now. But I'm excited for the God Butcher because that is a great read for a Thor storyline. And I recommend that to anyone. If you want to read a good Thor storyline, God Butcher and God Bomb. Those are the two you need to read. Jason Aaron and Esad Ribic.
All right. I'm not that excited about Fantastic Four yet. I gotta see some stuff. Just because they had the four up there doesn't do anything. The last time that they did that to me, and the last two times they did it to me, I didn't enjoy the Fantastic Four.
Well, what's fun? Actually, you want a really good laugh now? I'm about to drop a bomb right now on you guys.
Okay.
So now that Chris Evans is done playing Captain America, does he reprise his pole as Human Torch?
As Human Torch?
Oh, no. Definitely not.
He can't do that.
Does he reprise as Human Torch?
He can't do that because
why not? Why can't he do it?
Because he can't.
It's not gonna happen.
You can't do that, Seth.
Listen, you heard it from my mouth first.
You heard it from your mouth first. Just like what you said the other day. Your dynamite dropping. The show is gonna end with a cliffhanger. I'm like, come on, Seth.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say one of the bigger announcements as far as like the shows is the Iron Heart. Riri Williams.
Iron Heart. That's pretty cool. I like the
Iron Man role.
I like the trailer for the What If series. The animation that was done there. That was really nice.
The
man.
Watcher looks so awesome,
right?
Yeah.
That was done really, really well.
That was cool having Black Panther be Star-Lord.
Yeah.
And then having Peggy Carter actually be Captain America, Britain's version of Captain America.
And it sounds like they're getting the voices is because what's his name?
Miss Samuel Jackson.
Not Samuel Jackson.
But he voiced Nick Fury though.
Yeah, I know. He sounded like they sound like themselves, but the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy that abducted Star-Lord.
Yondu.
Yondu. Yeah.
Can't think of the actor's name.
Michael Rucker.
There you go.
Michael Rucker. Yep.
Yeah, it sounded like him, so it could be.
The icing on the cake would have been if they just had the Watcher be Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
That would have just been perfect.
There he goes, Andy Dufresne. I've never seen a man more confused in my entire life.
Marvel did some amazing stuff, and I agree. I like the Loki. The Loki still looked pretty good. The WandaVision, man, I'm intrigued. I want to watch it, but
it's all over the place.
It's different. It is different. But it's still gonna watch it.
I think that's what the marketing scheme is, to be all over the place, kind of confusing, to kind of like draw people to see like what's into it. Because
it makes me want to know how they got there. Because when we left her, she wasn't in this position. They had just beaten Thanos. So how did she end up in this world?
But he's dead. But he's dead.
Thanos is dead.
No, Vision is dead.
Vision is dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking it's coming from her mind. So what else did they announce? You got Doctor Strange, the multiverse.
Well, yeah, we knew about that. Yeah, we knew about that one.
What I feel about like WandaVision, I feel it has like a Truman Show vibe.
Yeah, It kind
Like
of does.
if they're like watching her or something like that, and like all this is going on in her head, but like she's being watched right now because they know like she's being crazy because Vision died.
Yeah.
So like to me, that's the vibe that I got from that, and I feel like that's what's like pulling me in. It has like a Truman Show vibe to it.
I caught the behind the scenes thing from Miss Marvel. I'm interested in watching that too, even though I'm not necessarily a fan of that character, but still, it looks interesting. I can watch that with my kids.
What is it? The Secret Invasion could be really cool if they do that right.
Right.
Oh yeah,
You know, with the Skrull invasion.
Oh, for sure.
You know, that would be cool.
Shang-Chi. We got a Hawkeye show.
Shang-Chi, Hawkeye, She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Yeah, I'm super excited for She-Hulk.
And they also said that Mark Ruffalo is going to be in She-Hulk, which is cool.
He is? Oh, that's
cool.
Great character.
So, but you wonder if he's going to be in there as Banner. Like you got to figure out the timelines of where this stuff takes place. Like, is this going to take place after he becomes what is it?
Hulk?
One with the Hulk. Yeah, Doctor Hulk. What is it? Doctor
Oh, you
Hulk?
mean Professor Hulk?
Yeah,
I don't
Professor
think
Hulk.
so.
Professor Hulk.
I think it'll be pre. I think I'll probably
Yeah.
focus more on like the origin of She-Hulk.
I don't
than,
want
like,
Professor
her.
Hulk, man.
Not yet. I don't.
Nah.
I mean, I'm cool with Professor Hulk, but I just don't
didn't
want
like Professor Hulk.
Really?
I didn't enjoy that. No, I didn't. It's like I want Hulk to be Hulk, man. I don't want him to be like, taking pictures and all that shit. I was just like,
Well, the
like
taking picture things, I think, was just like the
It was
comedy
silly.
aspect of it.
yeah,
but,
he became the comedic relief.
But
He
as
went
far
from-
as, but think about what he was making fun of in the movie. Like, all right, R.
Yeah.
let me go throw this,
and
card.
I thought
which
that
is
was
great.
funny.
Which is,
I thought he was
know,
funny, but I just, it's the Hulk. I want the Hulk to be like he was in Avengers, man. We're at the beginning of Avengers. He was badass, man. And then you got him in this one, and he's all like,
But he can be that
Mr.
as
Nice Guy.
Professor Hulk, but they didn't exploit that.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that at all. We got Captain Marvel 2 that was announced. And then, hey, here's something that I want to talk. What did you guys think about the idea of recasting Black Panther? They're
not recasting him. They said they're not.
They said they're not. I thought they said they were going to have a different actor playing him.
No, they said they're not.
They took it back?
They took it back. They announced it last night. He's not doing it.
Okay.
So I'm assuming. I mean, one would assume from what I was reading at some point that they were going to have Shuri take over.
See, and that's I'm okay with that.
And that makes sense because that's continuing the bloodline.
Yeah.
The royal bloodline. I mean, what they could do is like some stupid shit like Killmonger comes back or something and he becomes the new Black Panther. I mean, listen, these writers come up with crazy ass shit.
And just comics, like no character's truly dead.
Yeah.
My only thing is with Shuri taking the mantle this soon, I just feel like the character Black Panther himself is just such a big character himself that it was too short. Like nothing against not trying to recast him right now. Like let's wait. But it's too big of a character and what it stand for at the time that they announced it and what it means. I think that not to have him. So I think eventually he has to be recasted. Now, if they want to like hand the mantle over to Shuri now, they could. But I feel like that would be too soon, man, because that was something that just recently happened in comics, and it looks like they're pulling a lot of recent storylines already to put in these movies, especially with like God Butcher and
Miss Marvel.
To me, that would be too soon. I think they should just wait in general and then just recast the role as time goes on. But like, too big of a character not to have.
I don't think
about
they
the Spider-Man news.
That's cool. I like how they're turning this into the live action multiverse. Spider-Verse. They're getting Garfield and Maguire and
But what about the idea of having Daredevil in it too?
So I think that's going to go in line with which that's awesome because I love Charlie Cox's Daredevil.
Me too. Yeah,
that was great. That was great casting that they did on that. The one thing that I think and the reason why it makes sense for them to bring him into the Spider-Verse is because in reality, the ending of Far From Home, they said that Spider-Man murdered Mysterio.
He's in trouble. He needs a lawyer.
He needs a lawyer. So Daredevil's going to come. And Matt Murdock is going to come and help him. So that's the great way. That's the great way to bring him into it.
Or you bring in She-Hulk because she's a lawyer.
She's a lawyer too.
Yeah, not that they would, but that would be a way to bring in She-Hulk too.
Well, they've already established Daredevil though. We haven't seen anything from She-Hulk, so
No,
to
I hear
introduce her into the movie wouldn't make any sense.
I'm just talking craziness, Seth. I'm just saying.
But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy about that. I hope they give Charlie Cox his Daredevil movie.
He deserves it.
He does deserve it. He was awesome as Daredevil.
Incredible,
awesome
man.
as Daredevil.
And I think by far the best Daredevil we ever had.
Yeah.
You know, they had.
The other
Well,
one
there was only
Ben
two.
Affleck.
But it was
Only
Affleck.
two.
So, but no, he was good. He was good as Daredevil. I really wish that they would
Not that he
bring.
had much competition. Just
Yeah, I wish that they would bring John Barathol back and have him do a Punisher movie. Because he was great. He was great as the Punisher.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, he was. But they did his second season horribly, man. I didn't like.
I'm sure they. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not fair because he didn't get a third. He didn't get a
I think
third
the thing with the
season.
Punisher is that the Punisher is just. I don't know if it's a character that you can have, like a TV show like that, or maybe you can, but I don't know. His bad guy just was horrible, man. They messed it up.
Well, it was Jigsaw. It was Jigsaw.
Jigsaw should have been a good character for him, but they made Jigsaw a pussy. It's like it was horrible. I didn't like it.
Oh, I'm with you there, George.
Season 2 was bad.
And he just thinks about like season 2 of Daredevil as they brought him in and how good that was,
and how great that was. And then the first season of Punisher was fantastic.
Yeah, but the way they played off each other in season 2 was so good that they even made that a comic book series, and that became like it was a mini series. Daredevil and Punisher. So I'm with you there. I can see that, but I think it just is creating the right villain, or maybe you use them just kind of as like a character that you bring in to things.
Like just small cameos here and there.
Yeah. Now that he's established, not that it would be small cameos, it would be like a few episodes that you would have to bring him in to help you work something out. Like 2 to 3 episodes.
You know what I was kind of hoping for? I didn't know that yesterday was going to happen anyway, but I didn't think it was going to happen there. But I would love to see a reboot of Blade.
They did announce it.
They announced it yesterday?
They had the graphic. Yeah. They had the graphic for it.
I missed it. I missed that one. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they had the graphic for it, which is awesome. But now obviously we've got the $64 million question. Is it going to be Snipes or is it going to be someone else?
It ain't going to be Snipes. He's too old to play that role.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think so at all.
He's a vampire. Vampires don't age. Snipes looks a little on the old side right now.
No,
it's the guy. Yeah, no, it's
the guy. It's the guy who he was already in Luke Cage.
Yeah, he played.
He was in Luke Cage.
Yeah, he was in Luke Cage. He was in Luke Cage. He was one of the club owners or something. I think it was, or one of the crime lords.
Is he the same dude that was one of the crime lords in the
Dark
Knight Returns?
I think of his name?
In the what?
In the Dark Knight Returns?
No, it wasn't Michael Jai.
No,
that's who you're thinking of. I forgot what his name. No, I forgot who.
That dude has the right skills to play Blade. I don't know about the acting skills.
It was Cottonmouth. I don't know why I was drawing it.
That's the guy that's gonna play Blade.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Cottonmouth. The guy that played Cottonmouth is gonna play Blade.
Okay.
Yeah, Optimus Cubano was right. It was and Eddie Mendez. And just so you know, your boy Adam Kenobi is just trying to trigger me. He said Cosmic Ghost Rider got him back into Marvel, and we all know who wrote Cosmic Ghost Riders. But shout out to my boy Adam Kenobi.
Yes, Kate's.
And Adam Kenobi is a great segue into all of the incredible Star Wars stuff that was announced, George. And I want to say this. One of the coolest things was how they took the Bad Batch sign and they took the Rebel sign and burned it up to the Bad. Oh,
what do you think?
So awesome.
You had that part in the trailer where you see Emperor Palpatine giving his speech, which is at the end of Revenge of the Sith. So do you think that this entire series is going to take place post-Clone Wars, or is it going to start pre-Clone Wars and then kind of blend into
I think it might start right at the end of the Clone Wars going into era.
The Galactic Empire?
If not, or that could be the very first episode. Knowing them, the way they tease it wouldn't surprise me if that was the first episode and it's post Revenge.
What if they? Because they're the Bad Batch, right? They're defects, right? But they're Republic Commandos too, so they got all those special training and everything. What if their inhibitor chips, didn't work? Because there were some clones that it didn't work on.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. But I think they're also being used because, Tarkin walked in at that one point, right?
Yeah, Tarkin. Yeah, you
And
saw
he
that.
was
That was
using
pretty
them,
cool.
yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, so they're using them now. So like maybe their chips are working to a certain degree, or maybe they made the conscious decision, like, yo, we're either gonna die or we just join the Empire and help them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They intrigued me because I was like, okay, are they still trying to fight to keep you know, the
When they,
Republic alive, or and
yeah,
then
I don't know if
Tarkin
they're going
showed
to be
up, and
doing
I was
that.
like, okay, and yeah, because then Tarkin showed up, and it looked like he was using them to run missions.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm intrigued. I think it's awesome, and I think they should give Fiona the whole entire Star Wars universe, and he starts
Absolutely.
doing everything.
Yeah, him
That's what I think.
yeah, the two Daves. They should
Oh
just
yeah,
take it
bro.
over.
Yeah.
They
Oh
should just take
man.
it over.
With everything
I
that's
wish
going on
they
in
would.
Mandalorian, like they should just get the Fiona verse is just where it is at, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it
Yeah,
started in
Mandalorian.
the animated series though, because no, think about it. What he did with Clone Wars and Rebels, George. Like I know you know because you watched it, and there's a couple rough seasons you have to get through. But as a Star Wars fan, once you get through that, there's some meat and
The first
potatoes.
season, the Clone Wars, both Clone Wars and Rebels. I think the first seasons
I feel like in Clone
were
Wars, it was
kind
the
of
first 2 seasons. Season 3,
nah. Season 2 was good, dude. But season 2 was where they brought in the bounty hunters.
yeah, but I feel like season 3 is when it started to be like, okay, now it's starting to really blend into what's going on with with the movies.
I actually made a list for my friend because he doesn't want to sit through all of the episodes of the Clone Wars, but he wants to watch enough of the episodes to get to at least be versed with what's going on in the Mandalorian and all that. So I made a list of them. There are a lot of episodes actually in season 2.
You can skip.
Yeah, that you can not that are good in season 2. Season 1, pretty much all of season 1 you can skip.
Yeah.
With the exception of if you really want to follow along with those clones and how they started out.
Yeah, and how they develop. Yeah, and how they develop. Yeah, and become a team. No, I agree with you. And Rex, because even got Rex are really, really early.
Yeah, but yeah, it's that both of them, even Rebels too. The first season of Rebels, it was a little bit on the I want to say slow side, but it was kind of on the kiddie side. You know,
Rebels, the first season, I completely agree, super kiddie.
You know, but then 2 and 3 and 4, great man, lots of good episodes in that. So
and then they bring in Thrawn and then forget about it.
I can't wait till that happens in the man.
And then,
I wish they would have given Jar Jar his own series.
This guy.
I wish
That's
that
just
they
saying
would have
that's a
made.
kid.
No, I wish they would have made Jar Jar a Sith Lord. I think they
A
were.
Sith Lord.
I think they were setting him up to be Sith. Because think about it, he was always the right hand side of Palpatine, right? And when he jumped into the water, going into his world, he jumps crazy and does crazy flips. The only people that can do that in Star Wars lore are Jedi or Sith, or people
This
that
guy.
are, So I'm just saying, and he's got
a turn to the dark side.
he's got them yellow eyes just like Sith, and I think it was supposed to be like the drunken master type deal. Like he was just fooling us all. Jar Jar. I'm going with that. Sith
What
Lord.
do you think of the announcement that Hayden Christensen is going to be reprising Darth Vader for Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Okay. You want to be completely honest? Don't get me wrong. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine, and I love Ewan McGregor, and yeah, great. I guess we're gonna get more, but as a Star Wars fan right now, I want more new stuff. I do not care about him sitting on Tatooine as he's supposed to be watching over Luke, and if he leaves there for any reason, he's dishonoring the word he gave when he said, "I'll watch over him until he's old enough."
Right. So it's going to take place on Tatooine.
Yeah, and if it doesn't take place on Tatooine, it's bull. And I mean, okay, cool. They're gonna bring Vader back, and I don't know. Like, I'm excited because it's more Star Wars. Just how I looked at the prequels. Like, you can hate the prequels and even these new movies, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's more Star Wars for me, and as a Star Wars fan, I'm gonna take it in and enjoy it. But I'm not too excited about it because I want more new stuff. I like,
new stuff.
I like the route that the Mandalorian's going, and okay, Ahsoka's maybe not new to us, George, but it's new to the live action, and like there's so much untold about
that's
Ahsoka.
Gonna be cool.
Exactly,
Yeah.
bro. We've seen Obi-Wan from when he was an old man in A New Hope, and then we saw his rise as a Jedi. He had a Padawan. He was a Padawan, then had a Padawan, and then became what he was at the end of Revenge. So I don't know if I'm that excited for Obi-Wan personally.
I want
Joe
them.
says he wants more Rey Skywalker.
You know what I want. I want
Huh.
I want a flashback. Okay, and I want a flashback of them showing Anakin killing the younglings,
The younglings, oh.
and watching Gogru like escape.
But
You
you know
don't
what?
need a flashback of that
But you know
shit.
what's something that would be cool? I mean, and not that I need it, but you know what? Maybe it's a live action something have to do with the Clone Wars, and it's like them as like that would be cool. But maybe that's just like fair for myself.
I'm okay with Kenobi. I don't know about Hayden Christensen reprising the role as Darth Vader. I mean, I
but
feel bad for him because he gets so much flack for the Anakin thing, So I was like, okay, you could be in the suit, but yeah, it's I don't think it's necessary.
Hugo is saying Chad's world would erupt if Donny Cates took over writing on the Obi-Wan show.
That wouldn't be right.
They'd be like Donny Cates.
No, he couldn't do Star Wars. He could do if he took over Venom movie series, I would be excited. But he couldn't do Star Wars. I don't think. So
Edwin
else
is
was
saying
it, buddy? You got-
Edwin is saying Jar Jar hit Gogru.
yeah. I just don't know. What are they going to show us about Obi-Wan we don't already know? I feel like that's just total fanfare. That's like a cash cow. Them making money in a sense.
It could be good.
I'm not that it couldn't be good. Not that it couldn't be good. But I just feel like that's just I don't know. I want new.
So,
I want more new stuff.
I agree with Chad about the new stuff. This is where I feel everything that announced for Star Wars is gonna fail.
Everything that announced for Star Wars is
everything.
gonna fail.
Well, with the exception of some stuff, but I think most of the live action. I think most of the live action stuff is gonna fail. And the reason why I feel that way.
I hate that he always plays the devil's advocate.
No, man, I'm
Go
just
ahead.
saying.
You need
go
one
ahead.
on the
Your
show.
opinion, go.
You need one on the show.
The reason I feel that way is because they hit such a huge success with The Mandalorian. All right, The Mandalorian is like the hottest thing out right now. No questions about it. It's a great show. The writing's fantastic. Everything's fantastic. The problem is with them announcing all of this stuff is because they're getting greedy. They're seeing the success of The Mandalorian. They're seeing how the success of certain characters people are getting excited about, and they're gonna rush the scripts. They're gonna rush production, and it's gonna. Listen.
I don't agree with you.
I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. But that's
what is the
just the way-
difference?
that's just the
What
way
is
I
the
feel.
difference? What is the difference between the people? Well, aside from Kathleen Kennedy, but what is the difference between the what's happening in Marvel side versus what's happening in Disney side? If they learn what's happening in Marvel, they can apply that to the opposite side.
No, okay, I agree with Seth in the sense, of course they're trying to capitalize on what the Mandalorian is doing right now, but I also believe that the Mandalorian is something that they're trying to, I guess, get back the fans of Star Wars, because think about the backlash of such movies as Rise of Skywalker, The Last Jedi, and Solo. Despite
Solo was a good movie. Solo was good. There was
Solo wasn't
a
terrible.
great movie.
No,
And
Solo was good. Solo, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would put Solo in like an 8. Solo was a good movie. The thing that happened with Solo is that the Rise of Skywalker,
The Last Jedi. They
Last
should have
Jedi.
waited till December instead of releasing it in May. It's just 6 months after Last Jedi, and I agree with you completely on that. But I also feel because of the backlash from that, they really put everything into the Mandalorian to try to win the fans back, and I think they're using that to be their stepping stone to this next, phase. And hopefully, with Filoni and everything that's going on, they're going to utilize him, because think about what he already knows about Star Wars, and he's been right next to Lucas, so he can really use the fans and what they want, and still, please Disney. So I think it's going to be a good thing for them.
I think they have some solid stuff, though. It's because, all right, you already got The Mandalorian. Ahsoka is going to be a decent story. Especially if they take place between the time period that she or maybe Ahsoka's going to be going along the lines with
Mandalorian.
With the Mandalorian. So it
I
could be
think
like the
that-
current one.
I think
what
Ahsoka's
Andor
going to be
looks good,
about
too.
is where she's at right now and what
could
she's
be.
been doing to get there.
Yeah.
You know,
Andor looks pretty good.
And I
Andor is
think-
going to be about Cassius, which is
And I think
that's pretty cool.
that was a great character that was introduced.
Mhm.
Someone that we were like, all right, cool. Someone new that we can learn more about before
Well, it's
his
neat
death.
because
Yeah,
he's not
I'm with
just a
He's like a spy.
historically we
Yeah.
look at rebels as being good guys,
Yeah.
and this guy is kind of like shady in that sense. He's good, but he's not
that's
that
gonna
good.
have like a spy type
Good
feel.
guy that does bad things. You got Rogue Squadron, and Rogue Squadron is going to be like a pilot show, so that's going to be cool.
It's going to be Star Wars. It's going to be Star Wars Top Gun.
Star Wars Top Gun, right? So then we got Lando,
cool.
which I don't know where we're going to go with Lando. I'm curious to see where that's going to go. The
Are
only
they
one
getting
of the
Glover
lineup.
back for Lando? Sorry to interrupt you.
I don't know if Donald Glover. I don't know if they announced if Donald Glover's going to come back.
Because if he's coming back, I'm cool with that.
Oh, it's an instant watch. If he comes
Yeah.
back, it's an instant watch. No
Well,
question.
maybe that could be a way of bringing more Han Solo.
Yeah.
You know? That
What,
could
like
be a way
more,
of
like
bringing
more,
Han
like
Solo.
more stories before A New Hope.
Yeah.
Or like after what happened, like if it's like a series about what happens after Solo. So you got some stories
Yeah.
with Lando doing his thing, and then maybe
'Cause
he's
I
gotta
wanna
link
know what
up
happens.
Solo from from time to time. Yeah, but there's supposed to be a Solo 2 movie still.
There was supposed to be, and
I guess
then it got canned. It's because they didn't. The movie didn't do that good, and that's because people didn't go to the theaters. But the ending of Solo was interesting, and they never went back and
Yeah, they never
and
touched
did
on it.
anything.
Yeah.
That was a
So
good.
maybe
That was a good
maybe
ending.
Lando, that's where they go back to, and the
Then
whole
you have
thing.
Star Wars: The Occult. That's going to take place during the High Republic of the. So that you're talking about the Old Republic, basically, like old Republic. That's brand new territory for Star Wars, which is great. Rangers of the Republic of the New Republic is probably going to be something having to do with Cara Dune and what she's getting into now. I think.
Do we know which of these shows is going to be like animated in live action?
Most of these, I think, are live action. Most of these are live action. The only one that I'm probably going to be an animated is the Droid Story, which I don't know about that.
Well, in the Bad Batch.
And the Bad Batch, right?
Yeah.
But you know what, man? I'm cool with them bringing more live action because I think that's what the Star Wars universe needed was more live action stories and shows to keep us fans, intrigued because that's what we've always wanted.
Well, you got to
More
look
stories.
at it like for hardcore fans, we're okay with watching an animated version of Star Wars, and but for casual fans of Star Wars, telling them to sit down and watch the Clone Wars is a chore. So it's if it was live
Your
action,
point
people would be in it.
I mean, for me, anything, I'm like, yo, I'm all in. I'm watching, I don't know.
I even watched the last Star Wars TV show that came out. What was
Yo,
that?
I
The
watched-
Mandalorian. What was it? The one that takes place in the
Resistance.
The Resistance.
Yeah,
And I didn't like it.
No, I didn't like it either because it was
I didn't
very
like it
kiddie.
at all.
I'm with you.
It was.
You know what I did watch and it's good, yo, is that Lego holiday special.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was great.
It wasn't as funny as I thought it was gonna be. I felt like the trailer was a lot more funnier than it actually was. I think they showed too much of the humor in the trailer. Which
Really?
is,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too is that the humor was really for people who've paid attention to the Star Wars movies. Because I'm there with my family watching it, and I'm cracking up, and everybody in the room is quiet.
Yeah. Not getting it. Yeah, I hear you.
Listen, I just don't want them. I just don't want them to like I'm saying. Like I just don't want them to rush this stuff just to strike while the iron's hot.
I don't
want
think
this
that they
stuff,
are.
I want
I don't
this
think they're
stuff to be.
rushing
I
it.
want it to be thought. I want it to be thought out. And you don't want it to tank.
No, I'm with you.
you
So,
know.
and I think they'll feed it digestibly in a sense. Just slowly give us things. Because think about it, they gave us a Mandalorian, and we had to wait a little bit, and then we got
But
it
that's
again.
but again, it's going back to what people. But that's what people were saying in the chat. It's more about quality over quantity.
And I think that they're capable of doing that. I don't think none of these things are going to be rushed. Like I don't think any of this stuff is coming out in 2021.
I think the things that they showed you is what is already ready to go. Obviously,
what's on
you
the
know,
come.
so and anything else that was announced, like those are just things to get people excited, and just like things we've seen before, it could be canceled or just like straight drops.
Yeah.
So
So aside from Star Wars, then you also had Indiana Jones that was announced.
Yeah, that's supposedly supposed to be the final Indiana Jones.
Right.
So
And Harrison Ford's going to reprise the role.
well,
so
yeah, but now I wonder. Obviously, because of what the last one was. What is it? The Kingdom of the Crystal
Yeah,
Skull,
wasn't that
and
great.
they had Shia LaBeouf as his son. So
Right.
now, are they going to have Shia LaBeouf reprise his role as Junior, or or are we gonna just get a separate movie, just him doing his own thing again?
Edwin said the last foot in his tomb.
That should be it. Indiana Jones and the last foot in his tomb. So I mean, but again, it's like I don't like these stories. See, if you're gonna put out another movie, at least keep it consistent.
Yeah.
At least bring back people to make the movie consistent. Otherwise, you're just at a loss at that point, because obviously Shia LaBeouf was in the movie, so how are they going to address that if they don't bring him back?
Right.
Oh, he died. He died on a quest.
Indiana got married at the end of the movie too. So
yeah. So how are they going to address all that stuff? Like I get it. They want to give Harrison Ford his last hurrah. It was kind of like Stallone with the last Rambo movie. They wanted
It's
to give
funny
him
though,
his last hurrah as the character.
But the thing with okay, so like Rambo, I felt like it kept in line with the times. Like as he got older, he portrays himself being older, but he's still very vicious, brutal. So the Rambo
it's still
movies, I
there.
think,
Yeah.
all went through with it. With Indiana Jones came out at a time when it was kind of like a popcorn style type of movie, where it was in the action era, but done kind of like a 20s or 30s, serial. So, you had things that happened in the movie back then was acceptable in the 80s. I was watching the Temple of Doom with my daughters, and they jumped out of an airplane with an inflatable raft. And landed on a mountain.
How is that plausible?
Right. But back then, we were all like, okay, cool, this is great. In the new movie, he got launched at an atomic bomb blast, and he was inside of a refrigerator. And launched.
But it was the refrigerator. But the refrigerator was made out of lead. It was lined with lead.
But so it's like in current times was not acceptable. So like that was like for me too. That when I saw that, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is stupid. So.
Yeah, so I wonder. I'm glad that they're doing something, because we are Indiana Jones fans. I've always been an Indiana Jones fan.
Me too.
But I just it's got to come to an end. There has to be, like, the way they ended the last one with him getting married and moving on with his life. That should have been it.
That should have been it.
That should have been it. But again, they're. Nobody. So this is the thing. Nobody can come up. See, and this is the problem I have with Hollywood lately. Nobody can come up with anything original anymore. Everybody is just recycling old characters or old plots or old movies, and they're kind of trying to put a newish twist.
The Mandalorian's kind of new.
That's not a movie, is it?
Okay.
Yeah,
so it's only movies.
But if you notice it's more with movies than it is with TV shows.
Yeah, but I also agree with that in the sense, because look at the Mandalorian. Like, they don't get me wrong, I love the Boba Fett thing, but that, come on, complete fanfare. That was dude,
I love that they brought back him, is because it's like they basically took everybody that ever talked shit about Boba Fett and shut their fucking asses up.
Yeah, and then the way he used that freaking, that. I guess you can say that staff that we've never seen used like that.
It was the staff of Doom. It was the staff of Doom.
Yeah, well, yeah, bro. And like we've only seen sand people put their hands up with it, So like to see it used like that, badass. But at the same time, as I'm watching it, I'm like, yo, this is complete fanfare. Once he got the armor on, I'm like, oh, of course. You know what I'm saying?
But like what Scott's saying in the chat, they're redoing planes, trains, and automobiles when no one asked for it.
Yeah, nobody asked for that.
How can you duplicate the greatness between Steve Martin and John Candy? It can't be done.
I agree.
It can't be done. I hate that because
I don't like the reboots so much.
So and again, I don't like the reboots, but I can tell you there are very few things that have been done well when in certain things, and I think one of the things that's been done really well, movie TV related, is Cobra Kai.
Oh no, I agree with you there.
That was done really well.
Also,
that was done really well.
Cobra Kai has its things too. Like, I love the show, but I mean, there's things about that show that is like, it's ridiculous to me. Like,
bro,
why are we in 2019 or 2020 and every fucking kid in this town listens to 80s music? Every kid. Like, nobody listens to new music in this town.
I listen to 80s music.
Huh?
I listen.
Yeah, Seth, you're the only person that I know that jumps in the car and listens to montage music the entire drive to work.
I love 80s music.
I like 80s music too, but not like Seth.
But also, Seth, I also think you and George would be great redoing Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Probably could.
We probably could pull that off. But
you would get my money.
But yeah, Cobra Kai.
I love Cobra Kai.
They're killing it.
Amazing. Cobra Kai.
I gotta watch that new trailer. I missed it yet.
And the cool thing is about Cobra Kai, just like with certain aspects of the Mandalorian, they tie in little tidbits, here and there, like in the first season when like Miguel was dating his daughter, they went back to golf and stuff, which was where, back in the 80s that they would, the place that they would go to, it was awesome that Miguel tried to mock Daniel by doing the crane, the crane kick, like it's just the little things like that go a long way, because you're not really going like full in on it. You're just giving just the people just enough to keep people excited about it.
No, I'm with you. I'm also with G-Force Racing. I want an Aurora Singh story. That would be a cool story.
That'd be cool. Anything with the Bounty Hunters or what's his name, Cad Bane. They brought him back. They need to bring him back.
They'll definitely. Hey, and question, because did it look like Bosk was the first prisoner that showed up when he was asking Cara Dune, like, oh, can I get, the information on, this prisoner?
Mayweather? No, not Mayweather. What the hell's his name?
Yeah,
Mayfield.
Mayfield. Yeah, it looked like Bosk was the first one that popped up. And if it wasn't Bosk, or it was a boss-like character, but I think that's another character that they could probably bring back. Like, that would be one like we don't know too much about, and people would be all in.
The Bounty Hunters comic book is freaking sick.
So yeah, man.
The more I read that thing, the more I love it.
People sleep on it. They say like it's too, I guess, bounty hunter like, because they're on bounty hunter missions. They're, like every issue should be like a new story.
The only thing about the comics that kind of drives me nuts is that every issue brings in one of the original bounty hunters from Empire Strikes Back. So it's like it's first thing they had Boba Fett, then you had Bosk, and then you had I can't think of their names. But basically, it's like going down the Zuckuss. I think is the last one that I read. They had Zuckuss in there.
Zuckuss.
So I just think that's a little bit serial like. Like it makes me feel like a sitcom almost. The other announcement they had was Willow, and I thought that was dope.
Yes, I'm
interested in seeing that.
Are we gonna get a Val Kilmer sighting?
Yeah, Matt and Marty get it. Now he's getting old and fat, bro.
Exactly.
He got heavy.
He's bloated, man.
Yeah, he got heavy as shit.
That's cool though. I loved Willow. Willow was my jam back in the day. That was good.
Optimus Cubano. What's Willow? Oh boy,
Christ. That's what happens when you're a product of the 90s.
Yeah, Willow was awesome.
But yeah, so and I also but yeah, that's cool that they announced that. I'm interested. I'm interested to see where they go with Willow. I'm interested to see if like obviously it has to take place years after the original one.
Well, Warren Davis still kind of looks like himself from Willow, so I mean he'll be all right.
But Kilmer let himself go, dude.
Kilmer did let himself go.
Like, I mean, maybe he gets right for the role, though. Maybe he's like, "Yo, this is my comeback."
He became king at the end, didn't he?
Yeah.
Listen,
he became a king at the end.
I'm interested. I'm interested to see in the Top Gun movie if they have Kilmer reprise his role as Iceman.
He'd be too big to fly a plane. There's a weight limit on that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Thornton Applebottom. We need more Steve Gutenberg.
But
Listen, the last time I saw Steve Gutenberg was on what is it? The Rock show on HBO. It was the football, the Ballers.
Oh.
That was great.
Great show.
That was a great show. I love that show. I binge watched the hell out of that shit.
HBO has some of the best shows for sure.
yeah, I'm watching this new one with the chick from The Big Bang Theory.
What, Kaylee Kuko?
Kaylee Kuko, yeah, it's this TV show where she's this alcoholic flight attendant, and she blacks out when she drinks too much, but she ends up like waking up next to a dead guy, and then she's being framed for the murder, sort of. So she's trying to figure out who did it. It's actually
Those
pretty
damn
funny.
those damn roofies, they get you every time.
It's actually a pretty good show, man. I'm enjoying it. So I've been watching that. I've been trying to watch The Watchmen. I'm having a hard time watching that. So not that it's bad. It's just that I feel like it's too much for
Pacing.
me late at night. I need to watch that during the day. So I end up falling asleep on it.
I don't know. I'm excited about all the most of the Marvel stuff that got announced. So we'll see
I'm with
how
you.
that
Marvel and Star Wars
how that goes. Yeah, and
made my
you know.
Christmas.
And you know what? Listen, I hope I'm wrong about the Star Wars stuff. I really do. But you know, again, I hope they take the time, they do it right. You know, and sometimes, and you know, and as much as I hate to say this, sometimes it's not about the fanfare. Sometimes it's not about giving the fans what they want. You know,
Hugo's taking it back from me. Willow, the Nintendo game. Did you ever play that?
yeah.
I did. Man.
No.
I love that game.
But you know,
That might be before your time, Chad.
No, I had an NES. I just didn't have Willow. I had
But-
3 games. It was TMNT, Mario, and Duck Hunt. Those are the only 3
TMNT.
games. Yeah, those are the 3 games
But
I had on my NES.
I want them. I just want it done. I just want it done right. You know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
That's the whole thing with you know, with the way things get rushed today, just to get it out there, just to make a quick buck. You know, you hope that they will learn their lesson from the whole, you know, The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens. Like, I wish we can just forget about that whole.
I feel like with the TV shows, it's
those
different.
movies. You know,
TV shows
Yeah.
are different. It's because the TV shows have a lot of time to develop the characters.
and you know, and the funny thing is that I think the TV shows actually have more freedom with the creativity than the movies do.
But I also feel like the TV shows in Rogue One was like created for us adults, so to speak, and this new trilogy is this generation's Star Wars trilogy. Because I think the one thing that Star Wars fans forget is when you were a kid and saw it, there was a certain lore and it was targeted for kids. And George Lucas has always said this, like, Star Wars is not made for you and I, Seth. And I'll never forget this. When Last Jedi came out, I was running the Starbucks in Pembroke Lakes Mall, and I was having this debate with one of my baristas. He was like, oh, it was terrible. I'm like, on a real level, Disney does not even care what we think about Star Wars. And then 2 kids came in with their aunt. They had to be 8 and 10 years old. I was like, hey, did you guys see the new Star Wars movie? They're like, oh, yeah, it was awesome. They loved it. And I'm like, that's exactly what Disney wants, man. And that's what people forget. Star Wars movies are for kids. And I think,
man. If I was a kid and watched The Last Jedi, I would have fucking still said it. So it was shit.
but you're not remembering, you're not putting yourself as a kid though, man. Go ask any kid that watched Last Jedi, man. Like, they'll tell you it was great.
I guess.
So like I agree. I thought Rogue One was a fantastic movie.
And
Rogue One
that
was great.
And that was
Rogue
something
One was a fantastic
targeted,
movie.
and the way
Rogue One was good.
the way it was filmed, the approach, everything about it, it was targeted for adults, without a doubt. But if you just look at the way The Force Awakens was and Last Jedi, like, they're
the
kids.
The Force Awakens, even though it was a copy of A New Hope,
A New Hope. Absolutely.
it still gave me very fun and exciting feels when that movie came out. I saw it a few times in the theaters, The Force Awakens, and I enjoyed it. That one I had a good time watching. The Last Jedi was fucking boring, dude. The whole
the pacing of the movie, for
freaking
sure.
chase. I mean, come on, man. That thing was garbage, bro.
No, the pacing of the movie, there's certain things about it. And what hurt the movie, of course, is probably JJ not doing the trilogy.
Yeah.
But also, there's certain things that I think that were introduced in that movie that, you know, the connection of how strong the Force was and stuff like that. Like, you know, I wasn't, like, mad about. one thing that people were mad about that I had no problems with, the way Luke acted. Oh, Luke wouldn't have gone off and done that. Yoda shouldn't have gone off and done what he did when he was defeated by the Emperor. You know what I'm saying? But he went off to a planet to go die. Like there were still mirroring aspects
but
from
Yoda,
Star Wars.
Yoda's reaction to training Luke versus the whole throwing of the lightsaber and,
He didn't show
that kind of thing.
Yoda didn't train him. Yoda didn't train him. He just showed him, like, yo, when you connect with the Force, this is what
I hear
you
you.
do.
He learned it just as fast as Rey. I'm not talking about the speed of learning. I'm just talking about that initial.
Hold on a second. If you want to really go there, okay? Because Luke didn't even know dick about the Force. Rey just kind of fucking, and Luke was told.
Rey didn't know dick about the Force.
Luke was told. Yeah, exactly. Let me retract that.
Rey didn't know dick about the Force.
Let me retract that.
Some time between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. Ben was teaching him about Kenobi was teaching him about the Force. Yes, okay, but with Rey, all of a sudden she just like puts her hand out and something moved and she's like, oh,
she talks about she has something that she feels that she can't control. Now, say what you want about that. Hey, how I looked at that, and trust me, that was something that I had a big problem with because I was like, yo, how is this person so strong with quote unquote no training? But once again, Luke had very little training even when he went to go to Yoda, and Yoda didn't really show him. He just showed him what you could do, and Luke had to like kind of almost train himself. But I guess the Force is like the Holy Spirit. It's like the Holy Spirit, bro. Some people feel it more than others.
But technically, Luke, after he got the little week's training, the week boot camp at Yoda's training camp, after he got done with that, he got his ass handed to him by Vader. There was no win there. So as much as he learned about using the Force, Vader fucked him up.
Yeah.
In Rey's case, Rey didn't get any training because Luke didn't really show her anything.
And George, you're proving my point. Yo, it's kids' movies. Times were different back then, right? Back then, you had to learn how to learn from defeat. Now, everybody gets a trophy. Everybody's a winner. Everybody can feel the Force. Everyone can do it.
Everybody gets a participation trophy.
Think about it.
Chad, you literally hit the nail right on the fucking head. I couldn't agree with you more.
The end of Last Jedi, when the kids pull in the freaking broom. Yo, you can be one too. That's the whole thing. Hello.
I want to be like Rey.
That's the truth, though, man.
Bro, times are different.
And my answer to that is what Han said. That's not how the Force works,
bro. And that's why that was put there for you.
Yeah.
But
hey, I like Chad, dude. Chad, I'm feeling you with that, dude. Everybody gets a participation trophy.
Spot on. Rise of Skywalker were.
That's exactly what it is, though, man.
Chad, that in my opinion, that has literally earned Chad the comment of the night. That makes total sense what Chad just said. In today's times, everybody's like, "Oh, you get a petition." Listen, when I grew up as a kid playing sports, you didn't get a trophy for coming in fucking second place.
Well, no, you got a small one. No, first when I played, second got a small one, and first one got a big one.
Got a big one.
But they didn't give trophies for third and fourth and fifth. Now everybody gets a participation trophy. That teaches nothing. That's actually teaching kids it's okay to lose. You don't want to lose. You want to win. You want to go out there and get,
Okay, as someone that played sports, though, said there's nothing wrong with losing. Because you can learn from losing and going back out and trying to learn from what your mistakes were or what you
don't give a trophy. You don't give a trophy for that.
And that's the problem. Like we don't teach kids or society today. Like, you know what? It's okay to lose and fail. And you know what? And this is one of my favorite things from Last Jedi that Yoda says: failure is the greatest teacher. And he tells that to Luke because Luke's like, "Well, I failed." He's like, "No, but failure is the greatest teacher because that's the only way you can learn and move forward." Now, as much as you hate The Last Jedi, there were still core values as Star Wars fans and this generation, and it said that failure is the greatest teacher. Even though everyone gets a participation trophy, it's okay to fail, and people don't realize that.
Let's backtrack for a second. Okay?
Rian Johnson failed horribly, and what Disney didn't learn from that is they gave him more movies. They should just
they canceled all those. They canceled all those movies.
He
doesn't have those movies. That trilogy that he was supposed to have has not happened because of the backlash of the fans.
So here's the quote from Ricky Bobby If you're not first, you're
You're
last.
last. Agreed.
It's that simple. It's that simple.
Agreed.
There's no God, man, that wow, you really hit a nerve. You hit a nerve, and I don't want to go on that because now we're going off topic. Now we're talking about personal beliefs and all this other shit. So,
but to me, that's what when I say
this, I agree with what you're saying.
And even if you look at the prequels, even as bad as the prequels at that time, bro, the prequels were my generation of Star Wars. Like I was 10 years old.
The prequels.
No, but you have to think about this, George. As much as everyone hates on the prequels, and when I watch them now, I laugh at it. But when I was 10 years old, Episode 1 came out.
I was 21 when those movies came out, and I enjoyed the movies.
I was 10, right? My brother and I left those movies. We bought the freaking pod racing game. We wanted to be pod racers, and you know what I'm saying? I thought
it was fun. I saw Phantom Menace like 7 times in the theater, man. It's
But thinking about it, it's all about the end of that movie. Darth Maul,
those three. I took the day off to see Revenge of the Sith. Those 3 movies, even with the original trilogy, there was a magic behind those movies. And they still hold up. They're pretty good movies. When you look at the last 2 movies, especially The Last Jedi, not The Rise of Skywalker, because The Rise of Skywalker was trying to correct the shit of The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi was a fucked up movie. I walked out of that movie confused. The first time ever walking out of a Star Wars movie that I was like, I didn't know if I should like this movie or if I shouldn't like this movie. And then my fucking panel of people who were reviewing the movie with me are like, oh, that movie was fucking great. And I'm sitting there listening to them. I'm like, damn, maybe it was me, And then I went home and I'm like still confused by it. And my friend calls me up. He's like, Joe, I don't know whether to like that movie or not. And I'm like, that's exactly how I feel. That movie was not good. I don't care what you tell me that it was made for kids.
And the fact that she
shit.
And the fact that she's like, oh, I'm Ray Skywalker. No, you're not fucking Ray Skywalker. You're Ray Palpatine. Fucking deal with it. Done.
No, but
own it. Own the name. Own the name.
Seth, you know what you failed to realize though is that before Kylo died, just like Palpatine, he put a little Force baby in her, and they're gonna go back to that shit, and that's how the Skywalker name is going to live on, because right before Kylo died, he put a little Force baby because he's holding her little something. Just like how Anakin
get a little push.
Born. Yeah, just little whoop. Now you got a little Force baby. So
it's Ray Palpatine. You're not Ray Skywalker.
Yo, my favorite part about Last Jedi though, at the end of the movie, she doesn't just lift like 4 or 5 stones. It's the whole it's all the goddamn stones.
Yeah, but honestly, Seth, if you were the daughter or the son of Hitler, would you want people to know that?
Okay, why do you have to bring that up?
I'm just saying, Palpatine is akin to that. So
yeah, but this is a movie compared to actually something that happened in real life.
What I'm trying to say is that Palpatine was an evil person. So was Hitler. So would you think that anybody in his lineage would want to be recognized as that?
Listen, I get it, but you gotta own it.
Hey, I'm saying I'm owning it. I'm telling you, I don't think you should own that.
Yo, that's one opinion, because he had an entire empire and it looks like an army of people that supported what he thought, which they didn't think it was evil.
Yeah.
If you want, playing devil's advocate, just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. So. Anywho.
Bro, look what Star Wars does, bro.
It brings out the worst in people.
It gets me going, man. That get my goat, man. You start talking shit about Star Wars to me.
But Chad's analogy of participation trophies was spot on. Chad, that is the greatest analogy I've heard to date. That was totally spot on. We live in a world today where it's okay to condone it when technically it shouldn't be, because that's not how winning is done. You're basically telling kids it's okay to lose.
Actually, if you watch the Star Wars Disney Christmas special, at the end, Palpatine turns back to the light side.
Exactly, Badger. I totally agree. It's like the son of Chris Benoit. He just owns it.
Yeah, he talks.
He owns it. He doesn't have a choice. He has to own it.
And he was young when all that happened. So
and it's not like he had anything to do with it.
It's same thing with Ray. To your point,
and it's not his fault that his father went batshit crazy. But still, he's owning it.
Yeah, but you could also have that same argument for Luke, George. His His dad's
His dad
Vader.
was Darth. Yeah.
He slayed all those younglings.
But it's okay though because he turned back to the light side in the end.
No. Yeah, I hear. Yeah, and that would be my argument there that there was still good in him. But I mean, after reading the comics, man, Vader was a prick. So,
He was prick or a badass, however you want to look at it.
Nah, he was pretty fucking evil, man.
Yeah, bro, it's badass, bro. It's in that first opening page or a couple pages where you freeze. You're surrounded, and he's like, yeah, by dead men. And then when you turn the page, everyone's just dead. You're like, oh, it's just so good. I love it.
Yeah, Tatash just brought up something that drove me nuts with The Last Jedi was that Snoke was never explained. Although they tried to correct that. And I feel like the Rise of Skywalker, which is a weird fucking name for the end of a trilogy, was just a
when it had nothing to do with it.
Because
it had nothing to do with it.
It was just.
I told you guys, the baby that he planted, that's gonna be the rise.
That's the rise.
The Rise of Skywalker.
That's just the rise.
No, but to that point though, if you look at the original trilogy, there was no backstory on the Emperor there, and it was kind of like the same thing. But when we got the prequels, we got a little more history.
But the Emperor was the ultimate evil, though. The Emperor was presented as the ultimate evil, and they showed him and we showed Return of the Jedi as the
I know
ultimate
we haven't
evil.
talked on Mandalorian, but what happens if they using Grogu to distract his blood or extract it and then make a Snoke? What happens if that was leading up to that? We don't know.
That would be dope.
Okay,
that would be dope if they did something like that, and that would be a good way of explaining that. But
yeah.
I'm not saying that they needed an explanation of Snoke's background so much. But what I didn't like about it is that
they just threw a character
was
and we didn't know who he was.
No. The way the movie was directed, was we were presented a mysterious force wielding hero that doesn't understand how she got her power, so there's a mystery around her, and we're all like wondering what the mystery is behind her. Then you got this super huge villain. It's because he's presented like massively because of the force projection or whatever.
Yeah, the projection.
That he looks huge and he looks weird and evil, and
it's
he's
just the
evil.
Projection, though.
And,
just the projection.
Yeah, it's just a projection, but he's evil, and he's the leader and commanding. Kylo Ren, who's also evil. So you have this evil guy, and you got this mysterious hero. So what do? We say that the mysterious hero has absolutely no fucking background whatsoever, and she just came out of nowhere. And then the super villain that we all were like, okay, this guy is going to be the Emperor. He's going to be a fucking tough guy to beat. He fucking gets killed like out of nowhere, like in a sneak trick attack. And they made fun of that in the Star Wars special. I love that when the Emperor was like, "Oh, you wouldn't betray me, would you?" And then he has that flashback of him killing Snoke. So,
but I also feel like that was them trying to set up Kylo Ren as like some sort of quote unquote powerful villain, like him taking the next step to.
Is that powerful though?
No, it's not.
Is that powerful? He took and he did a backhand kill. He basically struck him at the back like a bitch.
Look, I agree with you completely, but the way it looked like it was set up to me was that like they're trying to set up Kylo Ren to be this big, bad character. And at that time, I was like, okay, he might have me. And then as soon as he freaked out when he saw Luke, he lost me again. I'm like, yo, you're a bitch. So
yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, Star Wars.
But yeah, it's all right, man. That's why they're giving us all this new stuff. They're giving us these shows.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I said,
I feel like
the shows are for us, man.
And, now that we're all talking, now that we're all talking about this stuff, I feel like they're giving us all these shows as ways of being able to fill the gaps of the mistakes that they made.
Yeah, but also too, Seth, going back to it, you're like you don't want them to rush anything. I think this quarantine, we've seen like nothing has come out, and I don't think anything's rushed at this point because I think they've had time to look at things, really adjust, plan, and I think that's why they kind of gave us this now because before we didn't know what was happening because we had a plan, then everything stopped because of COVID, and now it seems like all right, we've made our decisions for Star Wars and Marvel, and we're going forward. So that's why I'm excited. I don't think they've rushed any of this.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see.
Anyway, all right, it's 9:15. I think that's about it.
All right, guys.
George is like I'm all talked out, bro.
Thanks for letting me geek out, man. I needed this. I appreciate y'all.
Make a prequel. Call it The Rise of Palpatine.
The Rise of Palpatine. Thanks, guys, for joining us for another Geek Show. As always, please make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Make sure that you head over to the giveaway video if you aren't already subscribed. do so, it's because we're going to be giving away one badass Hulk statue when this is all over.
Badass.
So definitely get involved with all that. And have a good weekend. Be safe. Do all that good stuff. Drink well. Have fun. And until next time, keep it marvelous.
Keep it marvelous, guys.
Keep it marvelous.
He is 90.